So I'm going to start off by thanking Anna for sending in a video to Clinics for a Cause in aid of the Equestrian Aid Foundation. I'm thrilled to be a part of a great group of people doing good for the people that need our help at this time. Looks like she sent in 3 rounds, the first of which looks like some kind of a derby course. The second 2 regular hunter rounds, around 3 foot, I would say. So we're going to start by watching each video through with a pause in between, and then we'll go back and have a quick run over with those thoughts in our mind. So I'm going to start the video, and we're going to start out. Don't get too much of a view of what the warm-up circle was like, or courtesy circle. We have a nice ride up to the first jump, a little bit far. Good second jump, and then up to the third, which we end up riding up to a little bit, and then she's a little surprised. I think she's a mare. She's a little surprised by the right turn, having landed a little unbalanced after the third jump there. Now we're coming across. Beautiful jump over the fourth jump. She's a lovely elastic jumper. The rhythm seems good, shape seems good. She's certainly jumping up a little harder, let's say, than maybe we'd like her to. But certainly showing off her ability, which I always like to see. Nice straight jump through the in and out there. A little bit surprised at the jump coming so quickly off of the turn, but pricks her ears, creates a nice jump out of it. And nice 2-stride to finish. So I'm going to pause the video there, and we'll talk quickly about that round. Like I said, didn't get to see too much of the courtesy circle before we head to the first jump, but your horse seemed to be in a nice shape there, but maybe a little too strong at the beginning. I don't know, maybe a little fresh, or it's Derby Day, got the tails on. She filled the bridle there. She's a little bit more relaxed, in a little bit of a longer frame than I think we'd have ridden the same way up to that first jump. Ended up getting there just a hair bit closer, and had a little bit more of a relaxed jump, as opposed to the amount of power she had to create to jump that first jump. Then we came around to the second jump, which she jumped nicely. However, I think afterwards maybe went a little bit too much of a direct line to the third. I don't, I know that was probably not on the course board in a measured way. Maybe to jump the second jump and just to continue cantering in a straight line for a little bit longer. Just stay out on that curve a bit, put one more stride in between those 2 jumps, then would have jumped the third jump nice and straight. Should have landed a little more balanced to make that right turn back around. It would have been less surprise there. However, she turns around, settles back into her rhythm, heading to the next jump across the diagonal again. Maybe could have squared that jump a little bit more, and just to allow that extra little second to have a look at where she's going. She jumped it beautifully, however. Canted up to the top of the ring, down to the single oxer on the end, towards the ingate it looks like. So kept a little bit of a shape there, again, maybe a little round in her shape, jumped a little bit high and hard there. But landed back into her rhythm again. She's, very nice to watch go around the ring, up to the in and out, where she really was nice and straight. I really felt like you caught the, jumped the in and out nicely out of its stride. Very straight through there. It stayed to the left hand side, made a nice right turn this time, back around to the jump in the corner of the ring, which she was a little surprised at for a second maybe. However, you supported her there nicely without pushing too much, so she still jumped a nice jump before heading up to the final two jumps and the in and out, which again, nice and straight, nice jump in, nice jump out, and a nice finish to the round. So now we'll move on and watch the next round. Another right lead approach to the first jump. Haven't been critical, would like to see you a little bit squarer there, but she jumped a nice jump, landed in a nice rhythm, nice frame. There's a little bit late to see that jump as far as she's concerned. Had to make a little bit of a move. Jumped it nicely. She has her little say on the landing side. Nice jumping in there, nice slow jump in. Allowed her to use her legs well. Straight on the out, nice lead change. She's carrying herself nicely. This is a nice frame. Nose just right out in front of her, allows her to move up to the jumps quite easily. And not necessarily over jump, but just nice technique. Maybe a little bit pushy into this outside line, but really nice expression. Love her expression in the line. She makes a beautiful shape, pricks her ears. Proud of what she's done. But all in all, was a very nice round. So I'm going to sort of pause the video there again. So reflecting on that round, I think really the approach to the first jump, if we'd stayed out a step further, would have squared that first jump up. It wouldn't have looked like you were in that much of a rush to get there. Should have landed, canted straight away to the end of the ring. However, she jumped a beautiful jump, canted around the end of the ring really nicely, down past the in-gate. I think just by the in-gate there, maybe if we added a little leg, kept her cantering through the exit of that turn, that oxer, single oxer was on, quite short off of that turn, and she was maybe a hair late to see it, so we could have given her a little bit of a heads up. As she cantered past the in-gate, they all naturally slow down there a little bit. Just, add some leg, keep her cantering, keep her looking where she's going. Should have seen that jump, but however, again, she jumped it nicely. And from there on, she really did a nice trip. Really nice down the outside 6. 5 to the 2 again, jumped beautifully, really nice. She has a lovely expression between the jumps and in the lines. Ears are pricked, studying where she's going. Being a little hypercritical maybe. The left turn to the last 6 line. Had to keep her cantering after the 2 stride. Keep her cantering up through that turn. But if you'll notice, 3 or 4 strides out there, she pricks her ears, she sees where she's going. At that point, maybe just lighten your leg a little bit to give her a touch more time to really jump the in of that 6 as well as she can. Again, being pretty critical there, but could be the difference in some classes. However, she jumps beautifully down that 6. Again, beautiful expression, lovely jump out over the oxer, and a nice finish. So all in all, I really like that round. So now we're going to continue on to the third round of the video, the second round of what looks like an adult hunter class. This time we're coming on our left lead. And this time we're going to have a really nice square jump. The in and out helps a little bit, create a shoot to that. But we really have a square jump here. That way we land, we have the exact same horse we left the ground with and approach that jump with. Nice relaxed horse cantering around the end of the ring. Could have a little push there, but canters beautifully down the 6 again. And try not to give that away. If you have to close your leg and encourage her forward, you can do so, but don't try and give it away with your body so much. I think we allowed her to cut the turn there a little bit again, squareness and straightness. Didn't jump into the line as well as she could have done. A little less balanced than she was in the previous trip. But here I think we do a nice job there. Sitting nice and still, allowing her to jump the jump in nicely. Again, beautiful coming out. And that's the end of that trip. So we'll do a quick rundown of that again. As I said, really nice approach, nice dogleg approach that time to the first jump. Nice square jump, almost jumping it back the other way from right to left. Landed, exact same horse that you left the ground with, maintaining a lovely rhythm. Coming around, as I said, to the second jump, you had to move up a little. Maybe she's getting a little tired by this point, but close your legs, release your arm. Try not to sort of give it away with your body too much that you're working that hard. She canters really nicely down the 6, no lead to the lead change. This time, as I said, coming down to the 5 to the 2. Stay out another step longer again. The one thing I'm noticing that's in all 3 rounds a little bit is our diagonal approaches. Could be just a little bit more patient as far as whatever rhythm or horse you're carrying is fine. Just stay one step further out than you think you have to, whilst looking at the middle of the jump and getting on your straight line. So there I think you were punished a little bit for the jump into the 5 and possibly a little unbalanced down the 5 through the 2 stride. She always jumps a nice tidy jump, so we're not taking any points away there. Just it takes away from the look a little bit. She's an expressive horse. I don't mind that at all. I mean, I love when they talk back. It gives me an idea of what they think I've just done. So sometimes you have to listen, and she certainly lets you know when she thinks things could have gone a little differently. However, canters again, settles back into her rhythm nicely. I love that about her. Whatever's happened, she sort of gets back to where she was, and finishes up down the last 6 very nicely. So a quick rundown of all 3. The first round I saw, maybe she's a little fresher that day. We or in that class, and which meant that you had to keep a bit more of a frame, the whole way around. Made it look, a little bit rushed here and there, and to the first jump was one place. Obviously, when she's more relaxed, then her frame is a little softer, and she makes that little distance up by herself. However, when she's in that rounder frame, she holds herself off the jump a little, and being in that frame, she jumps very hard. It shows off her jump really well, but for the huntering, maybe she just needs to, as she does in the second and third trip, just still good technique, shows off her jump well. Second round, my favorite round of the 3, I think. She, her expression was really nice all the way around there. Again, think about that diagonal approach to that first jump and that second jump away from the ingate. Keep your leg on there a little bit. Keep her cantering away from the ingate. So that oxer doesn't come up quite so quickly. And then in the third round, I guess is just as the day goes along and she's been around the ring a few times, she's settling down. That's when we have to harder with a mare who does give you her opinions, which I said is I like to get feedback from my horses, and that's what I consider that to be. So I guess my biggest issue with that round, again, is going back to that diagonal turn, and this time it was into the 5 to the 2. You can see you jumped in there a little, not quite straight. She had to straighten herself out on her way to the in and out. She still does her job beautifully. And I don't think I've said yet that both horse and rider beautifully turned out. Great condition. Love to see horses enjoying their job. She clearly does. And I wish you good luck and look forward to hearing all your feedback. Thank you again for sending in a video.